Kwamina Yanney, alias Kwamina Bosomtwe. Kwamina Yanney was born on the 22nd January 1933 at Senya Breku in the central region of Ghana to Obrempong Edward Papa Kwesinyan, later changed to Yanney, and Efua Jetua, both of blessed memory. He started his primary education at Gomoa Ojobi Native Authority School from 1939 to 1942. He then had to relocate to Senya Breku to complete Standard 7 in the year 1948 as a scholar starting a career.
He was born 2 years before me and attended school at Senya Breku and Ojobi. It was when I grew up to about 10 years before I got to know him properly.
After completing his basic education, he then took to teaching in some of the surrounding villages until he secured a job at UAC in Accra in the early 50s. He boarded a France-bound ship in 1958 by name MV Orion to the United Kingdom.
I was working with Marine and I was among the crew who saw the ship off.
On arriving, he secured a job at the Ghana High Commission in London as a local recruit and later enrolled at the Kilburn Polytechnic, London for his GCEO and A-level. He also enrolled at the London School of Film Technique, where he studied screenplay writing and directing, and then to the London University to pursue a degree in film critique and appreciation. During his days in England, he wrote short stories for BBC Home Service, which was broadcast to British audience. Remembering the adage, "There is no place like home," he returned to Ghana to join the Ghana Film Industry Corporation, now Gamma Film Company, in 1963. With dedication and hard work, he became the head of production of the corporation.
He came back and then they started the Ghana Film.
Mr. Yanney joined the Ghana Film Unit in 1963-64. He was employed in the writing department, script writing department. But later on, he switched over to directing. So he was able to combine both writing and directing. And he was a big asset to the film industry.
If you see Yanney preparing for a film, he will not only write the script, but he will translate in detail the shots he wanted to make on the storyboard.
His scripts are exceptional. He has this unique visual culture that he brings to bear in his writing ability.
His shots, the way he juxtapositioned his shots, he put them together to tell a story.
He was bold, innovative, creative, passionate about the work.
He left Ghana in the early 60s to study at the feature and documentary film studios in Poland. Whilst at the Ghana Film Industry Corporation, he wrote and directed several documentaries which dwelled on social, political, and religious issues.
He also directed other films like No Tears for Anansi, Genesis Chapter X, The Market Day. He wrote most of these films and directed them himself.
He later met the love of his life, Miss Paulina Abla Amagaibo, whom he got married to in 1972.
When I first saw Mr. Yanney in Keta, in Professor Kofi Awuno's house, to be precise, the father's house, when he came with a crew to make a documentary film on market days in Ghana.
The marriage was blessed with 4 children, Papa, Ato, Bianca, and Paul.
He was a type who was very unique in everything that he did. But since we were kids and we used to go around with him on locations, I used to look at him, the way he would sketch his scripts, the way he would go about his job really I knew he wanted the best out of everything.
As time went on, he left the Ghana Film Unit and then set up his own Vision Motion Pictures.
The company later became Flamboyant Films, which produced and directed His Majesty's Sergeant, a feature on the role of African soldiers in the Second World War.
Burma, 1944. In the sweltering heat of the Burmese jungle, the Allies fight a grueling battle against the forces of Imperial Japan. His Majesty's Sergeant is a film exploring the individual human struggle behind these bloody scenes. 3 missing soldiers, thrown together by fate and war, become embroiled in their own highly charged, violent battle for supremacy. Jaffa, Jek and Singh, a disparate band of soldiers with their own attitudes to rank and equality.
Hey, run, sing. Hey, wait for me. I am a sergeant.
The explosive scenes that follow spell death to one of this group. His Majesty's Sergeant, a fascinating story of a young Ghanaian man, Jaffa, and his personal fight for independence, equality, and freedom.
When Panavision came, it was something that you don't play with if you don't have your act together, if you are not knowledgeable. And he was bold enough to decide to shoot His Majesty's Sergeant on Panavision. And now, in our archives and our history, we have this film that was shot by Yanney.
The late Kwamina Yanney also wrote and directed video productions such as The Last Show with Alan Jimenez Video City in 1987 and served as a consultant with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation in the early 90s. In addition to his works, he also mooted the idea for the establishment of NAFTI and was also responsible for the grooming of celebrated film directors.
It was through his idea that, look, you are a fine creative person, why don't you go to film school, that I entered film school.
I realized that somehow I am very much blessed, myself and my family, because through me, my younger siblings like Joseph, Daniel, are also into film. Celestine also ventures into filmmaking. And there are others that are also trying to follow up just because of that little seed that Mr. Yanney has planted in me way back in 1986.
I take pride in the fact that I've learned a lot from him and also imparting what he has given to me to others as at now.
Actually, he was a mentor of mine because he taught me NAFTI, script writing.
I gained quite an experience from him, and I think we need more of his caliber in our present situation.
He was also a member of the British Film Institute and a founding member of the Ghana Academy of Film and Television Arts. Even though in the past 2 years he battled with illness, he still did not give up on his career that took him away from Ghana in the 1950s. Whilst he was still struggling with his sickness, he continued to write. His love for writing made him to write about 40 scripts, of which one of them was As Two Worlds Collide. This work was in its preparation stages for shooting to commence when death laid its icy hands on him on the 10th of April 2011 at the Tema General Hospital.
2 years we struggled with that sickness. It wasn't easy. Until the 10th of April, Daddy left without fulfilling his dream. It's something I can't talk too much about now. He eats film, sleeps film. Every time of the day, is only writing. Writing. He has a pile of about 40 scripts down now.
If I am anything today, it will be thanks to people like Mr. Yanney. I am deeply saddened by his passing, and I know that Ghana, the film industry, we've lost a stalwart, we've lost a great man who will be very difficult to replace.
I must say, this is a great loss to the film industry in general.
My prayer is that God give him a good place to rest. Daddy, rest in perfect peace.
May his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in perfect peace.
You fought well, and may the good Lord keep you under his wings.
Atu de frebi. Yawo ojoba.
May he rest in perfect peace.
Atu, rest in perfect peace.
May his soul rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Atu Yanney.
Rest in peace, Daddy.
Daddy, rest in perfect peace until we meet again. Rest in perfect peace.
Rest in perfect peace. Hebrews 11:13. These men of faith I have mentioned died without ever receiving all that God had promised them. But they saw it awaiting them on ahead and were glad, for they agreed that this earth was not their real home, but they were just strangers visiting down here.